This episode is brought to you by Google Pixel, the official fan phone of the NBA and WNBA. The new Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro are built different. How? Take the Audio Magic Eraser tool that helps block out distracting crowd noise so your play-by-play commentary sounds crystal clear. The only phone engineered by Google brings out the audio you care about so your videos sound as crisp as they look. Learn more at googlestore.com/Pixel NBA. Audio Magic Eraser requires Google Photos app. May not work on all audio elements.
On November 10th, Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson reunite on the big screen as Captain Marvel and Nick Fury to assemble the MCU's next team, the Marvels. After Captain Marvel gets her powers entangled with teenage superhero Miss Marvel and Captain Monica Rambeau, the three heroes will learn teaming up changes everything. Don't miss Captain Marvel's return November 10th in the Marvels, only in theaters. Rated PG-13. Get your tickets now.
Okay, once again, we are the ManFUzed Podcast. Who's next to me?
What's up, everybody?
That's Ben H.
It's me. I'm here.
I am Kay Lee, your host, and we are doing it a little different today. Maybe it'll come out in our audio because we are recording at about 7 p.m. Normally, dinner time. Our wives are probably going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Mine's upstairs now dealing with all the children. But this is the only time we could squeeze it in because we're moving. We're shaking.
Moving and shaking.
We're grinding.
And as Michael Douglas said on Wall Street, lunch is for wimps.
That's it. Well, then we're really a bunch of pussies because that's normally when we record.
Yeah.
We're like brunch people.
Have you ever watched that movie?
Wall Street?
Yeah.
I love it. I just don't, it's been so long, I can't quote it, I don't think.
That movie, I love that movie. Especially the first part.
So's The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
The Wolf of Wall Street's fucking...
It's real badass.
It's like, it's something serious.
Yeah, it is.
First, I want to kind of brag on my son. I'm kind of a proud parenting moment. You get him every now and then. No kid is perfect.
Nope.
Kai just turned 11. He's my son. We had a parent-teacher conference today, which you never know how that's going to go.
Can be rocky.
This teacher this year, we have heard nothing. Normally, each year, a couple weeks in, we get a very nice phone call. You know, Kai is such a smart, sweet, boy. He just needs to, dial it in. Because my son suffers from ADHD. Nothing wrong with that. I think now the whole population would be diagnosed with ADD of some sort, I would imagine. I was, and I hated it. And I never wanted that label for him.
Right.
Because I thought it was a crutch.
Right.
Like I didn't want him to be treated different. And he's not, really. When I was in high school, I was in like the special classes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You went special ed on him?
Oh, yeah. I was in special ed. Yeah. For part. So I guess they had the really smart classes, the regular classes. Right. And then they had like the tier B and then the C. And then the C was like with a bunch of other delinquents which are all my friends.
Right.
That was a great time.
Yeah.
And not that anyone was not intelligent.
All the rebels.
Yes. But 3 of my classes were with those C-rated regular classes, and then the other 3 were in a little tiny class with like 3 or 4 other people.
Oh, wow.
We had ADD, BD at the time. So that's attention deficit behavior disorder, which is the category that I fell into.
Right.
Because my behavior affected my learning and could affect those around me.
Right.
Next to my class were the LD, learning disability. These were kids that actually had dyslexia, real learning disabilities that kept them from,
Yours was just behavioral.
I was just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Attention-seeking whore.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
And you loved it.
But one thing was cool about these classes is that, our teacher, she was like this woman who had this psychology degree, and she would fuck with you. Her name was Miss Ink. ENCK.
And she would mess with you psychologically?
Oh, she'd fuck you up, dude.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So if you did and you played by her rules.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't have an open campus.
Right.
So if you left the premises for lunch and got caught either leaving, coming, or going, you would get busted by the cop who was always on patrol.
Yeah.
The school cop. I called him Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
And so if you played by her rules, she'd be like, you can go out to lunch today.
Oh, wow.
And if you fucked with her,
yeah,
she'd tell you can go out to lunch and she'd bust you on the way back.
Yeah.
She knew I would have cigarettes on me.
Right.
If I played her game,
yeah,
she would let me go take a cigarette break.
Right.
If I fucked with her, she would have me suspended for like 2 or 3 days out of school.
Dang.
Just because I crossed her.
She knew what to do.
Oh,
she
did.
Knew how to handle you.
And oh my God, she did.
She knew how to handle the
was
rebellious
a beast.
ones.
And actually, and I know I'm getting off
That's
subject.
good leadership.
She fucked with you, dude. And you fucking hated her with the big. You loved her at some points, but when she fucked with you, you hated. Like, you wanted fucking to seek revenge.
Yeah.
There was one time I pissed her off, and I think I was talking back to her. Another thing we had in our class, we had a pool table in our classroom.
No way.
With a refrigerator that was stocked with Cokes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You behaved, play some pool. You did your work, play some pool. So one time, I pissed her off, and I had a pack of cigarettes on me. She had me searched, because it was one of those times where she was going to fuck with me.
Right.
But what I didn't remember that I had in my jacket pocket from a previous night before.
Oh, boy.
Something that looked like this.
A knife.
Something that looked like that.
A deeply sharp knife.
That got me 20 days out of school suspension.
Oh.
If you had this now, you would probably be expelled.
Really?
With all the school shootings and shit, like this you'd be arrested.
You almost need it for protection.
Not in school. Like, that's a weapon. I mean, they'll expel you. They'll arrest you.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
A gun, a knife like that, they don't play anymore. Wow. Not since, like, Columbine and all these school shootings. This was way before that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
But I got 23 days out of school.
Wow.
And then, so I had to spend the first 10 at home, and then I had to go to an alternative school where I was, like, the only white kid there.
Yeah.
And it was, like, in the ghetto.
Yeah.
And it was fucking crazy. I got zeros for every day.
Right.
Well, anyway, you never know how it goes. So I normally get a call, Kai needs to dial it in. But one thing is ongoing is that his teachers absolutely fall in love with the kid. They're like, he is.
He's a stud.
I love him. He's a stud. And so Aaron went to the conference, my wife, today. Once again, he has a little trouble in math. Math is not, he gets frustrated. He kind of shuts down.
Yeah. I did too.
And me too. I hated it.
Yeah.
And I copied off of people, the Scantron.
Until I got into economics.
Right. Then money.
Then I excelled.
Yeah. Greenbacks. But I mean, like, I used to copy off Scantrons. I'd be like, and there were kids that would just kind of slide their scan.
Like, just why? Why?
Why? Just give me a fucking calculator.
Just why?
The report today, as my wife said, just a little bit of math stuff, but she loves him. She's like, he is smart. He is funny. He is just a charmer. She's just awesome. Couldn't say enough. So awesome. I got to give the kid props. Boom. And I knew she'd fall in love because they all do. Next, Kai, last Tuesday, we were at his baseball game and he didn't get to pitch the entire game. This is the scenario. It was. Did you see the end of the Braves game last night?
No.
Holy shit.
What'd I miss?
Oh my God, dude. It was the fucking So, I mean, Braves lost the first game in the series to the Phillies, and we were getting crushed. I mean, it looked like it was like 4-0. We scored one, and then in the 8th and 9th inning, we had like two-run home runs. So we took the lead 5-4.
Yeah.
And then the Phillies, because they were up at the top of the 9th, and Bryce Harper got on first, and then this dude hits one, and we had one out, and this dude slams one with Bryce Harper on first to the warning track. Michael Harris is just running after it. I'm like, oh, this shit's either over, and it's a home run, or it's going to bounce off the wall. And he does this, like, running jump catch and, like, scoops it and then throws it. Harper is already around second base. He turns around to go back. The ball that was thrown in goes through two Braves players, and Riley picks it up and fucking throws it to first, gets a double play, out, game over. It was insane, dude. Like, so we tied it.
Braves
1-1.
won?
Yeah, so we're even 1-1.
Holy smokes.
So Kai had almost a similar thing. So in our league, there's 5-run limits. We were visitor, so we batted first. We're up 11-7.
Yeah.
They get their last bat.
Right.
I believe the coach's kid is pitching, and he's having a rough go at it. Now, you only get 5 runs, so if they score 5, we lose.
Yeah.
If they score 4, we tie.
Right.
But we ain't getting up again. Somehow the kid gets bases loaded, walks 3 people in a row.
Dang.
8, 9, 10. It's 11-10. 1 out. There's 1 out. We have 1 out. First 2 pitches of the next batter, he gets to 2 balls and the coach takes him out. He gets Kai in. So Kai's going to relieve. So Kai's coming in with a batter that has 2 balls. Bases are loaded. It is 11-10.
Wow.
He warms up. He does his warm-up pitches. Here, he's ready to go. And I'm like, shit. I mean, he's a great pitcher, but still, having 2-0, and he hasn't even thrown to a batter yet.
Right.
You never know how it could go. His first pitch is a ball. 3-0.
Dang.
So the chances of an 11-year-old, I mean, just saying getting out of the situation.
Right.
I mean, 1 hit, 1 solid hit, 2 runs are coming in easy.
Yeah.
Next pitch. He throws this nasty tumbler, dude, just drops
Really?
in. Strike. Like, okay. And I get so much anxiety. Next pitch. Strike. Next pitch. Strike.
Yes.
Out. 2 outs. Next batter. First pitch is a strike. And I'm like, oh my God. Next pitch. The guy hits it. Grounds it to Kai. Kai picks it up. Throws him out at first. We
Holy
win. And I'm
shit.
like,
Oh my God,
I mean,
dude.
just from a
That's unbelievable.
stress situation, it was fucking nuts. Now, you never know. Everyone has their off days. It's not always going to go like that. And even the coach even texted me after and said, I hope Kai realizes what a high stress situation that was.
Yeah.
And how amazingly he executed.
Yeah, he nailed it.
I mean, he got one of the game balls. I mean, he saved the game.
Basically won the game.
Won the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's how you win on defense.
it was insane.
That's
so
awesome.
that was great. Now let me tell you how he's pissing me off, Ben. This little punk. Now, we have been doing the ManFUzed podcast. We're about, I think we have 150 clips, episodes up on YouTube.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is, Ben. But the result is not. Okay?
Our views.
The subscriber rate
Yeah.
is in the fucking toilet.
Oh my God.
And maybe it's because I'm labeling and putting everything under podcast, like that category. Yeah. And I haven't executed, and this is my bad on the marketing, but I do a lot. So I need help, and we're going to bring on some people here to help soon. But I haven't done a ton of shorts. Like I've uploaded a few. Now, my son has been badgering the shit out of me to start his own YouTube channel. I keep saying no because I hate the shit he watches on YouTube. I mean, he would spend 5 hours just watching a little dumb video. And it's like what kids find funny these days. Dude Perfect, which actually is cool. I like Dude Perfect. And those guys ball out. But he just watches stupid shit sometimes. And it's, you know, it's little videos and it's like, oh, look, you Mr. Beast, you know, from Mr. Beast Burger, giving away this, giving away that. So he kind of circumvented me. Yeah. And he started one with his best friend down the street under his best friend's dad's YouTube channel.
Nice.
Yeah, Ben, it's real fucking nice. Do you know their little YouTube channel? Yeah. That they have made a bunch of just shitty videos that I find just completely mindless.
Abrasive.
Some of those videos have already achieved over like 12,000 views.
Yeah, man. The kids know what's
They
up.
already have over like 450 subscribers, which is like 8 times the amount of subscribers we have.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, God damn.
That's hilarious.
So we're about to have to get stupider, Ben.
Yeah.
We're about to get real stupid on the ManFUzed podcast when it comes to you. That's what hooks people. And really, and not saying we have to be stupid, but we need to be more stupid. We need to be...
Or smarter.
Yeah. But it's
Smart works too. Ultimately, as long as people... The podcasts that I listen to either make me laugh or they make me learn.
Well, I think that's one good thing about the ManFUzed. I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah. Well, I certainly learn through the ManFUzed podcast.
Well, we learn just through doing this motion. I think our listeners out there, some of the reviews surprisingly inspiring. I mean, I would believe if you listen to one of our episodes, you're going to get some funny, you're going to get real, you're going to get like honest, common sense perspective, as we've said it before, and you're going to laugh because sometimes we're funny.
Well, really,
this guy is
dumbing it down.
This guy's low energy over here. Nah.
This is the new sound.
Well, I guess I could say it's the ManFUzed Podcast.
We're gonna start over.
We're gonna bring it to a new low. Do we need to get into some testicle breathing to really dial it in? Is that what we need to do?
I want to do some elbow breathing.
So Ben, this is what I did. So I surprised my wife. There was a family heirloom. So the thing about this heirloom, the diamonds it had, which was like a little over a carat, were really high quality diamonds.
Yeah.
But and it's a vintage style ring, but what sat in the middle was this giant pearl, which it was a very unique thing, but pearls are not incredibly hard. So if you're banging it around, it'll damage the pearl. So my wife didn't wear it that much.
Right.
I had the pearl ripped the fuck out and I dropped in a 2-carat stone.
Dang.
And it just makes it look like a $50,000 ring.
That's
amazing. It is gangster. And it was set by the same guy that sets a lot of Tiffany's jewelry.
That's incredible.
I'm going for points. I'm going for kudos.
Yes.
I don't know that I've gotten any. No, she was really excited. I was like, I tried to piss her off too. I went the way of, babe, I think you need to sit down. I've done something. I did something that you probably, do you want to sit down? She's like, no, tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Well, I know you say I never get you anything, and so here you go. Bling! It was like Pulp Fiction when they opened the briefcase. And that glow that comes out, angels started singing.
What did she do?
She was like, holy shit. She was like, what the hell? When did you do that? And I'm like, I've been working on it for months.
That's awesome.
I've got hard labor in there.
That's right.
And I got to give mad shout out to Austin Cordell, who we are launching the Austin Cordell podcast. Austin is a jeweler, has been in the jewelry business for 20 years. He's on the B2B side. He's been on the B2C side. Soon I will post his information once we get his podcast launched. But dude's a beast.
Austin.
And if you need any diamonds, Austin Cordell.
I need diamonds.
Yeah, Ben needs diamonds.
My birthstone.
That's mine too, Dick. I'm April.
Well, we're both April. We're both birthstone
We
diamond.
love blood diamonds.
That's why we like diamonds.
So Ben,
I want a skull with diamond eyes as a necklace pendant.
I want a Prince Albert ring with with diamond eyes.
Oh, God.
I want a PA ring.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry. Someone give me a Prince Albert right here. Ben, have you heard this trend that's going on? And it's actually really funny. Guys are attacking girls and girls are attacking guys. It is the battle between boy math and girl math.
I haven't heard.
Oh, you haven't? So let me give you a...
What is boy math and girl math?
So the girls started attacking the boys and the boys started attacking the girls, and there are great points on both sides when you start. It's the type of math how you calculate decisions. Like, for instance, boy math is being afraid of gold diggers when you only have 3 pairs of socks to your name.
Wait, what?
Boy math is being afraid of gold digging whores when you only have 3 pairs of socks.
So you're broke. And you're
worried
like
about gold
diggers,
right?
Diggers.
It's the math. Another example, Ben. Okay. Boy math is opening up your marriage so you can fuck around and then getting mad because your wife is getting slammed while you severely overestimated your market value.
Oh, that is just...
Oh, dude. Oh, no. But there's a lot to be said. No, there's a lot to be said. It's like, I think there was one where it was like, girl math is... bitching about this guy you dated who wouldn't pick up, because he was cheap and he wouldn't pick up the tab. But then you got pregnant and knocked up from the deadbeat dad that fucking came along right after.
Right.
I'm not going to bash the women right now.
No, let's do that.
No. Boy math is paying $44 billion for a $25 billion company, and through business smarts and entrepreneurial know-how, turning it into an $8 billion company. Elon Musk. Yeah. That's a shot at Elon Musk. Boy math is saying women are too emotional for positions of power and then punching holes in the wall when angry. Right? When you're mad.
Right.
These are good. Boy math is needing 15 attempts to count the votes correctly to become speaker and then shutting down the government 9 months later.
Isn't this called irony?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I mean, that's another word for it.
Yes.
It's repackaged in such a way.
I see.
Yeah.
I want to hear about the girls.
Boy Math is searching for someone 18 at the big age of 50.
Oh.
Hold on, we'll go through and see. Boy Math is saying not all men and still not holding your abusive homies responsible just so you can belong. Boy Math is wanting 0 kids but having 0 condoms on hand.
Oh.
That's a fucking cold one, right?
That's cold.
Boy Math is getting your heart broken once in grade school, then seeking revenge on every girl you date afterwards. Boy Math is when he does the oil changes and snow shoveling, and she does the cooking, laundry, and he decides they have equal workloads because they both do 2 chores.
Yeah,
that was dumb. Yeah, you need to go home. Boy Math is thinking you're a good guy because you've never abused someone. Boy Math is being above 30 and dating girls in their late teens or early 20s because you know they can't see the loser in you. Boy Math is having a body count of 30 and not making any of them climax.
Oh, that's brutal.
Boy Math is demanding a girl have a low body count but sticking your penis in anything with a hole.
Yeah, that's natural.
Boy Math is being 6 times more likely to abandon their wives with terminal or chronic illness and then crying about male loneliness.
Oh,
I know, some of these are fucking crazy. Boy Math is saying it isn't all men, but still policing their daughters about those same men.
Ooh.
Oh, let me see some girl ones. I mean, some of the girl ones are actually really funny.
I bet the girl ones are the best.
Oh, they are. I mean, they really are. Girl Math.
Because guy stuff is just kind of dumb.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Girls are more calculated. I mean, they're dumb too, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see here. How to do girl math. All right. Let's talk about girl math. Paid in cash equals free. I paid in cash.
Yeah.
So that means it's basically free.
Right.
Paid with my credit card and someone gave me cash, I made money. If I have $7,500 in my account and only spent $500, I didn't spend any money. Girl math would be like, I saved money because it was on sale.
Yeah, definitely.
But you spent money.
You still spent money.
Right. They don't get that.
But it's true, though. It's like 50% off. I had to buy it.
Right. Exactly.
It's like, yeah, but it was still $200.
If my favorite clothing store is having a sale, I have to buy something or I'm actually losing money. Cash isn't real money, so if I buy something with cash, it's free. Botox counts as an investment.
Well, it does, kind of.
Yeah. Does it?
Oh, yeah.
This big battle going on, and it just keeps getting more heated and mean, and it's really funny if you go on like these threads.
Acting like body count doesn't matter, but seeking a serious relationship. Girl math is having a 5-gallon water cup and having to pee every 5 minutes. Guzzling water, knowing you got to pee all the time.
Right.
Yeah, just peeing everywhere.
Girl math is when I have to be at the restaurant by 6 p.m. means I have to leave around 5 because I need to go through traffic to find a parking spot, but also means I have to get ready at 3 to pick an outfit out and do my makeup and hair.
That's right.
Yeah, that's girl math. Girl math knowing the difference between mauve and pink, but colorblind to red flags.
Yes.
Needing to buy a new outfit for every special event no matter how much stuff you have in your closet already. Girl math, not buying certain items because you can make it for cheaper at home and spending more on the crafting material.
Right.
You broke a sweat today, so you can technically afford an extra 400 calories. Girl math is thinking you have a bright future with a guy that ignores you all day to play League of Legends.
Oh.
Girl math is having 8 pillows on your bed, but only sleeping with 2. Girl math is going on vacation with 8 friends and coming back with 3.
Ooh.
That's fucking... Love the trivial back and forth between the sexes.
Right.
It's, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Men play checkers, women play chess.
Right.
That whole cliche, it's what love's all about right there.
Well, we are different. Everything's different. Like, they have,
vaginas
different
and we have penises.
Bodies even. Like, they're just different size.
I
like,
love
it's
that.
a different brain. Like, it's just like a whole different thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It is.
It's a different type of person.
You're producing babies out of that body.
Yeah, you have eggs that are dropping and stuff.
Typically, we are more logical beings, I would say.
Yes. And they're more emotional.
Yes, now there are some whiny bitches for guys out there, but I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being in touch with your emotions.
And there's some pretty tough females out there,
that'll
too.
whoop your fucking ass.
I was in the Army with some brute females.
That would fuck up a bathroom.
Oh, dude.
You would not want to go into that bathroom.
Fuck you up, too, dude. There's a lot of these girls who are like 5'11", 240, just take you out. Couldn't see her being anywhere but the Army.
Dropping huge deuces in the bathroom, stanking it up, right?
Oh,
Didn't you
God.
say that you would never go? The women's bathroom was so nasty.
Well, it wasn't the deuces
Yeah.
that made it nastier.
It was like a cleanliness thing.
It was the
musk.
The musk was a different level of.
They probably couldn't keep up with their normal hygiene.
Definitely not.
Right. There was a odor, an aroma.
Definitely so. When you go out in the field for a couple weeks at a time, as a female, you might get some canteens full of water.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
You bring some wipies with you.
Yeah.
To keep clean, but it's not the same.
It's not a good old shower. Loofah.
No. All respect to the females that serve.
And your math sucks, by the way.
Yeah.
Another botched U.S.-Iran deal, which happened to take place on September 11th. So what's up with this, Ben?
One thing that I have to say is, in light of the current war that just broke out in Israel, I had the privilege of serving with Israeli military.
They're badasses,
people,
aren't they? Fucking.
And they are bad mofos. And they're all badasses. But let me tell you something. The women commandos. They have women commandos in the Israeli forces. Look them up. Female commando Israeli soldiers. These bitches are bad to the bone, dude. They have no fucking mercy. They are the most vicious. A female sniper, actually, is considered to be more of a steady shot. Something about their breathing. They have some bad-ass women in the Israeli forces.
The Hebrew name is Mistarvim.
That's what they're called?
Mm-hmm. I might be butchering it. But they are counterterrorism units in whose members are specifically trained to operate undercover enemy territory in order to assassinate or capture wanted targets.
They're vicious. And so this whole thing that's happening in Israel is
so
a
what
disgrace.
started it?
Hamas.
Right. I mean, they've been fighting forever.
Well,
on and off.
What you have is you have the Palestinian people and the Israeli people, right? And the Israelis are the only Christian nation in the Middle East, which is a Muslim world, okay? And that's what differentiates Israel from the rest of the Muslim world, is that they are Christian, right? Now, the Palestinians were claimed to have been pushed out of Israel by the Jewish people who proclaimed it their homeland and violently took it back after World War II and the Holocaust and all those things occurred. Now, there's been a conflict ever since then.
Right.
Well, they don't belong in the Middle East, this, that, and the other thing. But at the same time, you have the Holy Land of Jerusalem, which is there. And so they're Christian. And the rest of the Muslim world doesn't like it. So Hamas is a radical Muslim, Islamic, jihad.
It's been relatively peaceful
ISIS.
there lately, though. I mean, they're always on and off.
They're on and off. I mean, 6 months ago, they had some flare-ups. It's every 6 months something goes down. But this
was like a full-blown attack.
This was a full-blown attack. They parachuted in to a music festival with machine guns and mowed down like 300-400 dead. Like, they killed over 1,000 people.
They did.
They just jumped across the border and raided, like it's right on the border. So like Israel and Palestine are just, it's like the same place. It's not 1,000 soldiers, bro. These are babies. These are kids. These are entire families.
Prime Minister saying there is going to be an unrelentless, no mercy response. And Israel they don't fuck around.
Well, and part of it is that Hamas, they've got 14 Americans hostage, and there were Americans killed too. So now that complicates the situation because you got 14 Americans being held hostage and they got kids that they're holding hostage. So they took these kids and these Americans, using those as bargaining chips to say, hey, you come in here, you know we have kids, you know we have Americans, go ahead and drop a bomb on us then.
I would drop the bomb.
You know?
I mean, I hate to say it.
Then you get into the conversation of war crimes.
And what they just did considered a war crime.
Well, that's whether or not you're going to follow the Geneva Code. You're going to follow the Geneva Convention. I mean, so there's just a lot of political stuff to war.
And I have not and to be honest, I've kind of been naive and I haven't been paying attention. Have they started responding yet?
Oh, yeah, dude. They freaking smoked the entire Gaza Strip. Unbelievable, dude. I'm talking like it looked like nuclear bombs going off. I mean, they absolutely flattened it, dude. They destroyed some shit. And now they want to go, now they're going in ground force. I mean, they got people in there, dude. Yeah, they're getting after it. They're getting after
Israel is going in like
they are getting after it.
They're going to fuck shit up. So they already did fuck shit up.
But the real problem that you have is that, I think they launched it was 4,000 or 5,000 rockets.
Who? Hamas? Yeah.
And then it was like they did the whole thing where they came in and did a sweep. They dropped in on parachutes to this music festival.
And no one was expecting anything. There were no intel.
They rode in on motorcycles and trucks who were just loading girls onto the thing. They were shooting people in the back of the head, loading them into Jeeps and putting them on motorcycles and riding off with your girlfriend, then freaking pop you in the head. I mean, hundreds of people at the music festival just got straight up executed. Not to mention those who got kidnapped. There's pictures of girls in their underwear just laying in a truck dead with a big hole in the back of their head.
Fuck that.
And they're cheering and chanting and riding around and
fuck those motherfuckers.
Dude, exactly. And so unfortunately you have this idea of Palestine involved with it. Not every Palestinian's a bad person, but they give shelter to Hamas. They live there. Now, is that their choice or is that being forced upon them by the radical powers in the Muslim world, i.e. the greatest of them all, Iran?
Iran was saying that they had nothing to do with it.
Of course, but we all know that they do. They fund Hamas. Let's not forget, and there's a lot of different ways that people are trying to twist this, but on September 11th, Joe bitch Biden gave $6 billion to Iran. On September 11th, this year.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah.
For what?
What kind of symbol is that to our country? That on September 11th, you give $6 billion to Iran.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In a prisoner exchange. Didn't
we do that years ago with Obama?
Obama gave him $4 billion in cash, something like that.
And we just did it again?
Oh, not only that.
I didn't even hear that.
It was 5 prisoners for 5 prisoners. Oh, plus $6 billion. Trump came on and was just like, this is despicable. Not only that, they're going to use that money. And now they're going to use that money to attack Israel. You watch. And then what happens? 4,000 rockets. Full-scale fucking hit-grab attack. This fucking administration that we have is treasonous.
The picture? Did you see the picture of Biden's younger brother naked in front of a hotel mirror with a cowboy hat on?
No.
Oh, my God. It's ridiculous.
And
on some gay ad, like wanted ad or whatever.
I mean, these guys are just unbelievable. Now we have a war on our hands on September 11th. Why wouldn't you wait till the 12th? There are things happening that are just unbelievable. So anyways, you've got this situation now. I know that these Israeli commando women are out there getting some. And I know the Israelis are getting some too. And I hope we use this opportunity to run fucking game on Iran and get the mullahs out of power and let the Iranian people take back
their
country. For freak's sake. What are we doing?
You know what I haven't heard about? I haven't heard anything about Ukraine and Russia lately.
Oh, yeah. Who cares about that anymore?
I mean, I have not heard any updates about anything, really. I haven't been listening to CNN at all, though, but I don't even know what's going on with that.
Well, this is all front and center. And, in Ukraine, one of the big questions right now is, are the weapons that they're using from Afghanistan, because people have completely forgotten about Afghanistan. We left hundreds of billions of dollars
of weapons,
of brand new weapons, highest tech possible. Left it all. They already sold it to the American government. This gives them the opportunity to sell it again. It's a game.
It's all a fucking game.
It's a game. And they're playing with people's lives. And they're playing with unbelievable stakes. It's just crazy. It's crazy to watch this play out. You don't have to, people shouldn't have to die, dude.
I mean, innocent people enjoying a music festival.
I mean, dude, the video and the photography.
See, I haven't seen it, and I don't even think I want to now.
No, you don't, because it's horrific. It's worse than anything you'll see on Saw. They are doing disgusting stuff. I'll give you an example. One lady, older lady, grandmother, okay, was brutally murdered in the worst way you can possibly imagine. They filmed it with her phone and then uploaded it to her Facebook account.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro.
They're trying to do some psychological shit, too.
Oh, they did that times a freaking 1,000. I mean, this is sick shit we're talking about here. And the weapons that they have, guess who supplied them? Guess who manufactured them? Guess where they fucking came from, most likely? Us. Ukraine. Afghanistan. We're talking about $500 billion of weapons have been given. Dude, $500 billion? 500 B?
In weapons?
In weapons and support. Meanwhile, we've had, I think, close to 15 million people cross our southern border in the last 3 years illegally. 15 million. Not just from Mexico. These aren't Mexican people. They're from all over the world. They're from China. They're from Iran.
And they're coming through. They're going to Mexico.
That's right. It's just this great journey that they go on. And they're coming straight through. It's just open border. And so if you think that an attack is not coming here, I'm telling you right now, mark that I fucking said this. And I don't want it to happen. I'm afraid that before we know it, there will be
another attack,
bloodshed in the United States. And I'm talking about potentially active, not just one event. I'm talking about fighting. What happens when 40 or 50 of these guys hit a baseball stadium with machine guns, for example? I mean, we're used to mass shooters, one guy.
Right.
What happens when an organized 100 of these mofos roll up with, pickup trucks and machine? I mean, dude, we're talking, what's to stop it from happening? 15 million? Let's say 100,000 of them are bad guys. Of the 15 million. That's 100,000 bad guys. You know how many people that is?
Yeah, if you could coordinate it, that's a big...
Well, you can, because you just got them into the United States. You paid their way. So now they're loyal to you. It is really fucked up right now. And I'm not trying to make like a negative connotation for the podcaster.
Well, no, you're speaking the news. You're weighing in on the current event that's happening that's real, and it's...
Subsequently, following all of this madness, RFK Jr., presidential candidate, Democrat, left the Democrat Party.
Officially?
Officially. RFK Jr. is running for president as an independent. And he gave a great speech. And I have a little piece of it that I'd like to play.
I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate.
Sounds a little rough.
That's his voice.
An independent candidate for president of the United States. That's not all. I'm here to join you in making a new Declaration of Independence for our entire nation. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate.
If he ever became president, I don't think I could listen to his speeches.
He's tough to listen to, but he's brilliant.
What's wrong with his voice?
He had some kind of thing that like took it out. It was worse, actually. Yeah, it was worse. He got it fixed before he ran for president. If you watch him and you listen to him, you do get used to it. And he'll say, I mean, it's embarrassing for him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
no, that's
he's like, I hate that people have to listen to my voice.
Oh no, but I mean, you ever see that movie, The King's Speech?
No.
It was about this king that had this huge stuttering thing, and he had to and the whole thing was about his speech therapist that who's very informal and wasn't even a trained speech therapist, but he'd have to give these speeches. He was like the heir to the throne. His brother died, and so he had to become. But dude, he had this nervous and he had to overcome it. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Well, much peace and we'll pray for, the people of Israel and the people of Palestine who are not necessarily the bad guys that are involved and drug into this whole ordeal.
Yeah, I'm not
and for
saying
the
Muslims
women
are bad.
Commandos of Israel that are going to kill and attack.
Fucking people up. Dude.
Fucking people up.
Take it to these motherfuckers. You got to wipe them out.
I went to this place called Hillcrest Farms past Big Canoe in the mountains of Blue Ridge at the foothills of the Appalachian. And it's this amazing orchard. You go apple picking. They have so much shit for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
And the food was good. And I mean, it better than Merced, which is another orchard. And at Merced, all you can do is shop at their store and take the little tractor down to pick your apples. This had pig races and bungee jump. I mean, it had the whole thing. Petting zoo. I mean, the food was awesome. We met a couple people out there, some of my coworkers, and Erin, this other girl, and myself are in line, long line. We're ordering. We get the order, and then I got to move over to the left-hand side of the place I took my order and wait on the food. My wife and this other girl goes to the table, which is in eyesight, but there's under a little pavilion, and there's 4 round wooden tables that are kind of, so they're sitting at the other end. And you have a narrow area to walk past these on each side of the table to get there. The table that is closest to me, still under the covered way, there's this Asian couple. Now, I noticed, assuming it's the dad, had one of those hiker packs on where they put their kid. So it's a rectangle thing where your kid can ride on your back and yada, yada, yada. So I'm sitting there waiting on my food, and I noticed he's not wearing the pack anymore.
Yeah.
And the pack is sitting on the bench seat of the table.
Uh-oh.
Now, it looks like it's meant that where you can take it off and set it on the ground.
Right.
And you're in a safe space.
Yeah.
So your kid doesn't topple over.
Right.
So I'm not even paying attention to that, but my view is kind of looking past that at my wife. And all of a sudden, I see this thing flip over and smack the ground.
Oh.
And I watched it in slow-mo, and I'm like, was there a kid in there? And you see the dad, and the mom goes, "Pooh!" And the dad runs over and snatches it up as fast as he can.
Yeah.
And the baby just face planted in this thing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and the mom comes over and she's crying. She's like, oh my God. And the baby's crying. And it's so dusty there. The baby's got this streak of gray dust in its hair. And I'm like,
dude had a bad night.
Oh my God. I mean, you wait until he got home. She didn't chew his ass out there. But you could tell from the look.
Oh, he was done.
You will never be allowed to watch our child again.
Oh, the party's over.
Are you incapable?
Yeah.
Fortunately, the baby was somewhat okay other than the dust. I think he was a little bruised.
Right.
And it had this smack. And I was like, oh shit, was there somebody in that?
Oh
my God.
That's crazy.
It kind of made me feel okay about my parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you felt a little better about yourself.
Yeah.
That happens often when you just don't know how good you're doing sometimes, just in life.
Sometimes you have to see something unfold.
And you see a horrible example of what you're doing, and you just realize that as compared to that,
Right.
You look great.
Yes, you look like the dad of the year.
Yeah, and although you might not be living up to your own standard,
or your wife's,
you know that you're doing better than that.
At least I did.
Sometimes that's enough.
Yeah, sometimes that's all I need. Like the guy, that big story where he left his kid in the car. I don't know about that. That's something severe. Where he left his kid in the car and he came back and fucking after work and the kid was dead. And I even saw a billboard the other day. Don't leave your kid in a hot car. And I'm like, how could I get out of the car and forget that I loaded them in the car?
Yeah.
Now, I can be an airhead sometimes and get sidetracked.
Right.
But there's no way I would go an entire day
right.
and not realize, wait a second, I didn't drop my kid off at school. My kid's in the car.
I mean, that's just such a tragic thing. And I'll be completely honest. Like, I have had my dog in the car before and forgot that the dog was even back there. Get out of the car, walk into the store, grocery store or something like that. And then I'm in the grocery store and I'm going, holy shit, dude, the dog's in the car. I got to go let the window down. I have never done it with the kid, but with the dog, I've done it. But I always remember and go back out. But it's, it's crazy.
I guess it can happen. I mean, if you get sidetracked and you're, not.
Well, I think especially not as much like if they're like, 3, 4, 5, but when they're really quiet, when they're little babies, you know what I mean? I think that's when it's the highest risk, especially with dudes. Because, you're riding around, you're doing deals or whatever it is you're doing, you know what I mean? And you just forget, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of find it hard to think that I could do that.
I agree, but,
I mean,
it would be the most horrible thing.
It's a fucked up situation. Like, that seems like a horrible fucking way. See, at least with my 3-year-old, 4-year-old now, she knows how to unbuckle herself.
Yeah.
She might.
Oh, Jack tries to jump out of the car when we're pulling into places.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're screaming at him to get the fuck back in his seat.
It's unbelievable.
He's trying to jump out the window like a dog.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
So, hey, I want to end it with this. Smut, book porn. Women have flocked to these erotic novels. And there's a few of them that have gotten crazy amounts of traction.
Yeah.
Like, it's like pure smut, right?
Pure smut.
Now, if you see your wife reading a book like Neon Gods,
right,
where Greek gods deal in power and corruption and some really aggressive and rough sex scenes like something out of 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
Are you looking at that and thinking, I need it, like she's getting her rocks off there? Or are you going to try to be Zeus? Does it bother you that your wife is reading these smut books? Like, would that bother you?
Yes.
It would?
Yes.
Why? Neon Gods 2.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, I feel like her, I mean, I don't know. I guess it would depend. But yeah, I think it would bother me a little bit, If she was like reading sex book after sex, novel after novel. Yeah, just crushing fucking sex novel. You open it up and it's like his throbbing cock entered her wet lips while she was thinking about someone else. And then she couldn't think about anything else as he pinned her against the wall.
All right.
Pulled her hair.
All right.
I'd be like, what in the fuck?
So would you be like, all right, would you look internally and be like, I'm not doing something right?
Yeah, I think it would be a little uncomfortable for me, like maybe my own insecurity. I mean, I guess when I think about it objectively, there's really no reason for me to be upset about it. I'm equally as entertained by that kind of material. I'd probably read them after her.
Would you?
I mean, eventually, I guess, if I was just being an open-minded individual, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm going to start reading the shit
Well, being
too.
a journalist, I downloaded Neon Gods because I started reading it somewhat, combing through it to find some dirty scenes for us to narrate.
Yeah.
But they just weren't as dirty as the book, The Battery, that I narrated many, many years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
Is it that time?
It's that time.
Oh, God.
Oh, there it is. Here we go. We're going to end it on this. We're videoing, so we're going to capture some YouTube footage.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make some shorts. Now, to try to keep it somewhat PC, Ben, we are going to, how many pages you got? Man, did I not print? Thought I had more. Oh, I do have more. Oh, yeah, there's more, Ben. Come here. All right, there we go. Let's see. Karen. I think that might go with your page. Okay, cool. All right, here we go, Ben. We're going to, let's try to keep it somewhat PC so we don't alienate.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if this is a good idea for my professional look.
Well, we're going to use...
On shorts, to be like, hey, you know the new team leader? Check this out.
Hey, this is a bit of journalism, and we're going to not use the real terms.
Roger that.
Okay, Roger. Who needs a rogering? I will take paragraph 1, Ben. Your name will be nowhere near it. Suzanne and Darlene underestimated me. They didn't know that I could just be as sex-hungry as they were. The way Mitch looked at me earlier, I could tell in his eyes he was telling me to join in, to use those bitches' tactics to get what I wanted. I took charge as I sank down on John's plump cucumber. My gorge felt like it spread miles apart. I sighed from the pleasure of my muscles relaxing against the tension of his cucumber as it eased into me. And when I lifted up, feeling his eggplant slide out of me, I closed my eyes and groaned with pleasure. There's nothing dirty about that. I mean, come on, Ben.
Oh, my God.
Oh, take it for the team.
Where are we at?
When Darlene shouted.
I don't know if I have the right one.
Right here.
Oh. What happened in the music?
Hey. There you go. Sometimes it's kind of... You can go.
When Darlene shouted, Dan! I turned toward Susanna, and she was on her side, still letting the guy who I assumed was Dan shove his cucumber up inside her. Susanna was hot dog hungry. Not only had she hogged John's hot dog, she had to ingest Dan's also. She didn't just need it to satisfy her. She needed it. She needed... Oh, she needed the meat of other women. I mean, out of all the men on the lawn, in the house even, she had to climb up John's shaft. The more I thought about it, the more rage bubbled inside of me. However, that didn't matter now. What did matter was I took charge. I wouldn't let anyone take away the sense of energy and power I'd accumulated earlier in that jacuzzi.
The fire burning in my gorge, the more rage bubbled inside of me. Oh no, wrong. The fire burning in my slot made me bounce up and down on John's twig with all the passion I could muster. The hot droplets of Mitch's goo that fell on my back felt like melted candle wax on my skin. And I craved the load that John was building and was soon to be released. And I waited for a long time to see it. When low, slow moans came out of John's mouth, I knew he was close. I leaned over, both palms flat on his chest as I lifted my bottom up and back, and then slammed it forward and down onto his eggplant. He was no longer doing me. I was doing his eggplant now.
He kept his body still, arms spread out at his sides, and his eyes closed tight. He grit his teeth, and his lips curled into a snarl. He could take Susanna. He could even take Darlene. But he was no match for me. He was getting beat by my boss.
Oh, my God. 3 women surrounded Susanna and Dan. One of the women licked on Susanna's, while Dan's snake went deep inside it. The chick even slid on his eggplant all the way out and blew it. Her hand going up and down feverishly on his shaft at the same time. Another woman clamped both her lips onto Susanna's meat curtain. Her cheeks sucked in and out as Susanna screamed with pleasure. Felt like the temperature outside began to rise and the heat of our group possibly drawing more people our way.
Dude, that is crazy.
The end.
The end.
So if your wife is reading stuff like that, you might have a problem on your hands. This is a PSA from the ManFUzed Podcast.
Foo Media.